Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sin. Be sure to follow us over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in description below. And if you're enjoying the reviews, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Podcast character designs done by Demon Artie. Follow her over on Twitter at Artie Demon. You're going to find some amazing artwork, fan art, originals, redesigns, just amazing stuff. So be sure to check her out and give her a like, a follow, and a retweet. Season 2 finale, the deep dive caper, and it's a good episode. Don't get me wrong. I was thrown for a loop. I was expecting to be some really big action set pieces and all kinds of cool stuff, but it's a somber episode. They throw in some jokes and some silly stuff here and there, especially with Chase, but it's mainly it's pretty sad. I don't know. I kind of wanted there to be like this big, huge, epic, showdown with some characters, but it's just, background stories. We learn about Carmen's parents and all that kind of stuff, and it's good, and it definitely cliffhanger. It's gonna make you want a season 3. There better damn well be a season 3, Netflix, because I will not stand for to leave it this way. It would be ridiculous. But we open up and Carmen's like on a boat, and I'm like, what? She was captured by V.I.L.E, and I guess Coach just told her that bombshell about Shadow Sun, killing her dad, which I called. She just left her with that knowledge. I'm like, that's odd that they just let her be. But now Carmen's more determined than ever to discover her past. And I've said this before in other shows and other things, especially with She-Ra, how I need to learn about what the previous She-Ra did. Does it even matter? You're you. You're doing what you're living your life. Does it even matter what your parents did or didn't do? No, but she's obsessed with it. She's going to figure it out. So she's on a boat with Zach and Ivy, and they're going to V.I.L.E Island. And even though she promised herself she'll never go back, she's going to go into the archives and check on that mission that Shadow Sun was sent on to go kill her dad. She's going to go and do it. And I thought, wow, she's super determined, even though it's meaningless. Starts talking to, even everyone's kind of concerned about it because it's like, do you really want to go back there? Player's like, hey, this should be a job for A.C.M.E. Let A.C.M.E. know. But I guess when she got shocked, it fried her pen, so she can't even contact them. But Player's like, yeah, when you were contacting her, he was like running a trace on it, so he basically has the chief's information. He doxed her for himself. And he's like, yeah, it was Shadow Sun's idea. Super smart of Shadow Sun to do that because it comes into play later. And she's like, but she's like, no, I got to sneak in, sneak out. I don't want them because once they see boats coming and they're being raided, they're going to just destroy all the archives. I need to get that information. They get to where they need to be, and she scopes out the island. They basically sunk it. They destroyed the whole entire academy. The whole school's gone. So, like, there's nothing there. I'm like, oh, man. Then it goes 2 weeks earlier, and it's, again, it's very, you feel bad for the bad guys. Is it weird that I felt bad that V.I.L.E lost their home? Like, they're homeless now. But it's showing the halls of the school, and it's just a quiet, somber, sad scenario. All the students are gone. I wonder where all the students went to. I was mulling this around in my head. Wouldn't it be cool if, like, Cerebellum came up with like some type of floating fortress, kind of like a shield helo carrier, where it's like a battleship, but it can also fly too, just so they're always moving. Because having a place that's in one spot, you can be attacked, but if they can like dive underwater and things like that, they can always escape, being found out. I thought that'd be kind of a cool idea. Hopefully we see something like that in season 3. But they're there, and Maelstrom's like, we've weathered many storms and we'll weather this one. We're leaving the school behind. And of course, they're kind of sad about it, which is, because they've been their home for like over 20 years. They start talking about Shadow Sun and Carmen. It's really funny because they're like, oh, we have secrets that, we can use on Carmen, basically saying that we know Shadow Sun killed her father. And next time you meet her, why don't you go ahead and just plant that seed and we'll have them destroy each other that way. Not a bad idea, not a bad plan. It's very evil and it's effed up and it's definitely a jerk move to do. But when she had the opportunity to just kill Carmen, she should have just killed her. But I guess wanted to make her suffer. they go off the island and they fly away, and they, even Countess Cleo looks back and in fond memory, like, oh, you feel bad for the bad guys.
Farewell, sweet palace.
Cleaners, scrub it.
Boom, they blow this sucker up. 1 week later, so the island was gone. And remember when Chase was like getting going there? I guess he got there when everything was blown up. So he's been like living on this island for, I don't know, days, because his beard's like even darker. And like this is what the jokes come in, because it's a pretty serious episode. So Chase is all jokes. He gets back to his boat and he can't start it. He has no gas. This effing idiot didn't make sure to have enough gas. Oh, Chase, you're such a dummy. Of course, no cell phone signal. So he's stuck on this island. So he's there. Carmen's there. I'm thinking, oh, Carmen's going to rescue him, but it just leads to another stupid situation. But Carmen suits up, gets in her scuba gear, and she's like, if there's any salvage down there with the computer systems, I can maybe recover one of the hard drives, whatever. I'm going to try to find out what happened to my parents. She dives down there. I love this shot. How cool is this whole underwater stuff? We see Shadowsun's old classroom, where he had like the demon mask and everything, and all the feelings she has about what happened with Shadowsun, what happened to her parents, is he evil? Like all this is playing visually. I just love that. She keeps diving. She finds what would have been the server room. She comes back up and she has a hard drive. I'm thinking, I know they blew it up and everything, but don't you think they would have wiped all those drives? I know they probably thought, oh, the explosion will do the job, but you would want to triple, quadruple make sure. But, whatever. Chase has like a full beard now. He's been like sleeping on the island, and he hears the boat start up. So Carmen's leaving, and he tries to like run after her, but he's already too far away. So if this idiot wasn't sleeping, and he could have been rescued right then and there, but Chase deserves it for being an idiot. Get back to the V.I.L.E. So there's no more V.I.L.E. headquarters. We get back to the faculty, and they all decide, even though things didn't go well in Africa, we were able to save some of the diamonds. We have that good connections with Roundabout. Let's make him the fifth member. So they call him up and they basically offer him the job. And he's like, things don't look like I remember. And they're just like in some random coffee shop. They're like in a Starbucks somewhere. So you have these 4 very distinct looking individuals all sitting at the same table, like drinking like bad coffee. It's like, okay, it's funny to see, like, it's just because they're so distinguished and unique, and they're like evil people that they're just like at some corner coffee shop. But they offer the job to Roundabout, so they have their 5th member now. Everything in this scene with Chase, all of it's unnecessary. It's kind of cool to see him try to survive, and he's screwing up. Like, he's trying to start a fire but he can't get it going. He starts spearfishing and ends up stabbing himself. Like, he's lucky he didn't give himself an infection and freaking kill himself. He's eating bugs. He starts getting better at fishing. He actually starts the fire, and he's like, oh yeah, I made the fire, but he ends up burning down his little shelter. But the fire made enough smoke for a captain to see it in the distance, and he gets saved. This is a Lord of the Flies reference, but he gets rescued. So that's cool. So that's how Chase ended up getting saved. He's on this helicopter. He ends up getting, how did his phone keep battery the whole time? Maybe they had a charger on the freaking helicopter. He has a message from Interpol saying, you're fired. You stopped showing up to work. Have a nice life. We get back to Player. He's decrypting the hard drive that they found. And, they're saying, oh, everything checks out. Shadowsun went to Buenos Aires to, go kill your dad. That was his mission. And he didn't, everything Coach said was true, and a part of Carmen wanted it to be a lie, but it's what happened. And I love this whole scene. Is just beautiful. I wish I could play the whole clip. But we see Shadowsun, he's putting up that mask, and, Shadowsun knows he's done some evil things. He has a good heart. He's turning it around, but it doesn't erase your past. The bad things you did still happened. You can move forward, you can move on, but for Carmen, this is just everything. And of course, I just love this line.
Your silence is like thunder.
Did you take my father's life?
I mean, oh, that's beautiful. I love this relationship because Carmen, it's like a father she never had, but this bombshell information about he killed my dad. So it's like, oh my goodness. Remember how I called that? I love the fact that I was right on 2 things. got that 1000% right. And she's like basically grilling him. I know, I saw the files. I know everything that happened. No, tell me the truth. And the officer sit down, but she's like, I'm not sitting down. You're going to tell me everything I want to know. It's like, okay, this is what went down. Your father not only worked for V.I.L.E, he was one of the faculty. That's how good of a thief he was. And, codenamed the Wolf. And that's always awesome. He should have been Lobo. But he was just, he was like Carmen in how he liked to do his own thing. He would teach classes and everything, but he liked being out in the field. He liked doing jobs and, showing them very James Bondish. He's in his tuxedo, stole some necklace, stole a bunch of cash, going through a party, pickpocketing everyone. Just being, you guys a Hank Glider too, just like Carmen did. But he's been slowly but surely been gone longer and longer. Faculty's like, hey, you need to check in on him, check on the Wolf, and if you got evidence of him trying to run away or, derelict his duties, take him out, because there's only one way you leave the faculty is you get killed. So they called a hit on him. They actually used that term, a hit, which is kind of awesome. But look how cool Shadow Son looked when he was younger. So he gets the job to, go take out the Wolf. Starts scoping him out, watching him. And look how cool this is. Carmen's dad has a 1988 RX-7. How cool is that? I'm kind of a car guy, and I just thought that was awesome. So like the animators, whoever designed it, made it. It's that car. That's so cool. But he has a house in Buenos Aires, and looks like he's been, getting ready to leave. So he's like, okay, he confirmed that he wants to run away, and so I have to take him out. But the reason why he wants to leave is he has a daughter now, and that's Carmen. So he wasn't leaving for selfish reasons. He was leaving because he has a daughter now. He's a father. And oh man, the way Shadow Son says it, it's like it changed him, because being a father does change you.
It was all too easy to see why Wolf had wanted out of V.I.L.E. Being a father had changed him.
When you have a family and it's this innocent child, everything changes. It's all about your kids. I love how this show shows positive father interactions, where in 2019 all men are bad, all dads are awful, and it's only moms and the women are the best. I thought it was cool that he loved his daughter enough to risk everything to get her away from this life. And then Shadow Son ends up kind of doing the same thing. He's not a real dad, but he does his best. We see, I saw your father, I saw you, and I saw a maid. I mean, it's her abuelita. And he saw some plane tickets, so he's like, okay, he's going to try to leave, but it's my job. I got to take him out. How little Carmen finds him, like, because he's been hiding in, like, his closet the whole time. And look at baby Carmen. She's so freaking cute. And she's like, tagging on him, like nugging on him. And then he's like, oh crap, this thing freaking baby's going to blow my cover. But, he doesn't get caught. He hides. You can see Shadow Son is regrettable. And, he's like, I was a soldier. I was just following orders. Not the best excuse, but that's the way it is. And he was going to go kill him. He's getting his sword ready. He's right there. I'm like, oh man. He goes, I wasn't the only person going after your father. Looks like this Interpol, police, they're raiding his house right then and there. So like these two things are happening at the same time. So Shadow Son needs to get his kill, also needs to get out of there, and he has to deal with the cops. So he's playing it by ear. And he even says, he goes, everything your father did from this moment on was to protect you, to make sure you were safe. I'm like, oh, I just love that. Hides her in the closet, tries to get her to calm down. He gives her the little like Russian doll thing to like, help her, like giving her a toy. And then the look on his face is like,
He knew he might never see you again. I could see it in his eyes.
oh, it's so sad. He tries to get out, gets to his car. And man, did I call it again. I was double right. There's an officer there. Freaking, it's the chief. But we're back when she was like a regular officer. And I go, I said in the last episode, like, Shadow Son knows something. He knows her. I knew that look in his eye that he had previous knowledge. And damn it, I love being right. She's going to go arrest him. And look, she actually has a gun. How cool is that? She pulls a gun out at him, basically telling him to stop. Here's a tip for everybody. Someone points a gun at you, don't put your hands in your pocket. Don't do anything stupid like that. You make very slow, very deliberate movements so you don't get killed. He reaches in his pocket. She thinks she's going for a weapon. Bam, she shoots him. Oh man, how cool is that to have that in a kid's cartoon show where she straight killed him, and he just had his keys, didn't even have a weapon. So, but he made it's an infervent movement where he was making a play for his pockets. She didn't know if he didn't have a weapon, and Yeah, it was Chief that killed Carmen's dad. Oh, man, that is such a bombshell. Could you imagine? And she's trying to recruit Carmen, like, oh, come work for me. I killed your dad. She has no idea that this was Carmen's father, but I would have loved to see that conversation. Like, I wonder what you would say. I'm. She's gonna, defend. Hey, I was doing a job. Your father's a criminal. He reached into his pocket. It was either I make that split second decision to shoot him, or he could have shot and killed me. I understand why she did what she did, but you totally killed the dude that didn't have any weapons. Shadow Son sees the kill, and he's like, well, he's dead, and there's no. The job is done. That was the whole point, was to kill him. If I didn't do it. And then, Carmen's like, why didn't you tell me? He's like, there was no reason to tell you. He has his reasons, but at the same time, he's like, in the reports, that was nothing in the report. You're lying. He's like, I didn't put that in the report. My report is I went there and I killed him, and that was it. He was dead. Even though I don't know why they didn't want like a confirmation picture, like show us that you actually got the job done, and like you shot him. Well, why didn't you ninja sword him? But per protocol, they have to burn down the place, destroy the evidence. Picks up Carmen, and he's not going to kill a kid, just like I called that he wasn't going to kill a baby. No effing way was Shadow Son. He did some evil stuff, but he's not killing little kids. He saves that little China doll thing for her, and brings her back to V.I.L.E Island, and you can see here that once the place caught on fire, that Chief is pissed because that's all her evidence. It's gone now. So this what caused Chief to make A.C.M.E. was this whole situation. So it was the death of Carmen's father that made this thing to go after V.I.L.E. Oh man, what a tangle web we weave, right? We get back to V.I.L.E Island and we get to see all the younger versions. I mean, look at Cerebellum. What the hell? She was doing the Bride of Frankenstein. What is this? Cleo looks pretty awesome. I like her look here. And longer hair for Maelstrom, and Coach has always been Coach. And they're like, why the hell did you bring a baby here? Especially Cleo's like, what are you going to, I don't want babies. Like, she has like, doesn't even know how the baby works. And Cerebellum's like, she's too young to remember anything. So there's no reason to have killed her. And yeah, we're kind of killing babies. I mean, seriously. But, Coach kind of is taking a liking to her because it's a baby. And then she's absolutely ridiculously adorable. She ends up like stealing Cerebellum's pocket protector and like, oh, we can make her into a thief. And since we can raise her from day one, she can be like the ultimate thief, which she kind of ended up being. Get back to Carmen, and she's just devastated. Everything is just a ton of bricks on this poor girl. And she's like, why didn't you tell me? Why did you hide it from me? And, oh man, again, I wish I could just play this whole entire clip. But, Shadow Son's like, you started your own path to get away from all this. And, with tears in his eyes, and he's,
because I have spent nearly half my life watching you forge a remarkable path. One of honor and courage. A road of your own choosing.
He's like, I didn't want to bring up anything that would maybe make you go away from this, to go down a path of revenge or go down a path of evil again. I wanted you to get away from all this. And, he apologizes. But it happened. Your father's dead because of things that we did. And, we get to, the Chief. Chief is a real person, thank God. I was starting to really think that she was just a hologram, like a construct or something. But it's the Chief's, morning routine. She's getting ready. She gets her pen. She goes to a coffee shop. And you can tell it's Ivy. I'm like, okay, they tracked her down, which is pretty awesome. Zach and Ivy are working this coffee shop. this scene, I'll play the clip. I'm like, oh my God, is she gonna kill her? But flipping the sign to close, we're gonna have a discussion here. She sits down, and then Chief doesn't know. Chief is like, oh, you're here to like accept my offer to join A.C.M.E. And it's like, I can just imagine what's going through Carmen's head. You killed my dad. He's trying to jump across the table and just freaking choke her out. She's playing it cool because she needs information, and she's like, oh. You have a cat, don't you? A long-haired something. It's like she knows the exact brand or breed. It's like, oh, very, very perceptive of you. Because Carmen Sandiego she's an awesome, she's an observer. She's a good thief. She can do all those things. So she's like, oh, what's his name? Commander. How cool is that? I don't like cats. Okay, I do not like cats. Just it's only one thing better than a cat, any dog. But she's like, oh, what's your cat's name? Oh, it's Commander. Like, oh, that's really cute. And she's like, oh, so you ready to sign up? And she's like, No, not right now, but you'll know when I want to. I'll let you know. She walks away and she leaves a V.I.L.E hard drive for her. So Chief's like, yes, she's giving me this information. I need all her information. She's giving it to me. We get to see Julia again, which we only get to see her a little tiny bit in this episode. Her partner, and they're like working like in this dark room. Like, put some lights on. It's bad for your eyes. But Chief comes in and they're like, oh my God, Chief, you're physically here. She's like, oh, it's a special occasion. She brings in the hard drive. She's like, and she thanks Julia. Oh, all this is so bad. Oh, but I understand why Carmen did what she did, but she made a powerful enemy. And then Julia is like, yeah, like, she did a good thing. Trusting Carmen was a good thing. She plugs the hard drive in and it's booting up and everything. And just the look on Chief's face, like, yeah, we're getting this information. It starts to like glitch out and we see player's symbol, his white hat. I'm like, oh, they're hacking A.C.M.E and not in like like in a secretive way. She wanted to know. You're knowing that I did this to you. I tricked you. Oh man, Carmen. Ooh, man, Carmen. And they're getting hacked. And like, oh, they're not gonna be able to break her passcodes. And of course, it's some variation on Commander because everyone puts their passcode after their pet, right? He gets in, gets all the information and confirms it. Yep, it was Chief that killed your dad. And, so it's all 100% confirmed. It wasn't Shadowsun. So technically I wasn't right, but he was sent there to kill him. And he would have killed him regardless. If the Danvers showed up, he would have ended up killing him. So Carmen, says, okay, what about my mom? And they're looking things up and they see that, oh, the house didn't belong to your father. It belonged to this woman. She died a week ago, right before all this went down. And nobody dies when it comes to V.I.L.E or anything like that. Veracruz. And that information kind of hurts Carmen, but she's like, gonna go figure this out. They literally dig up the grave. I mean, that's pretty intense. And there's a lot of paperwork and things you got to do to exhume a grave like this. But if she can say, well, that was my mother and I want to, unless they just did it illegally, but hey, what are you doing with that backhoe? I'm digging up this coffin. And look how cool Shadowsun looks. I love this kind of hitman badass look. Look at Carmen's face. She's like, they're going to open the casket. Like, oh my God, is she dead? Is she dead? Is she dead? She opens it up. Boom, it's empty. So Carmen has like a fantasy.
We would have rendezvoused with her to start a new life somewhere.
Wolf clearly fabricated your mother's passing to enable her to vanish without a trace.
This is what her mom looks like in her mind, but look at that scarf, look at the coat. She looks like the original Carmen Sandiego, like the classic Carmen. And look at that, she puts her down, she runs to her mom and everything as a baby. And that's just beautiful. Isn't it just beautiful? And she's like, my mom's still out there. We gotta go find her. Looks over at Shadowsun. Oh, I'm gonna cuss, but I'm gonna bleep myself out.
Somewhere out there, I have a mother who may or may not know I'm alive. Are you with me?
To the end of the line.
Yes. I love that. To the end of the line. Man, do I love that. When people are loyal to each other, Shadowsun will do anything and everything for Carmen because he loves her as a daughter, cares about her, saw her forge her own path, become her own woman. He is by her side, and wherever this goes, lead me to the gates of hell, and I'm going to be with you shoulder to shoulder. I absolutely love that. The camera zooms up, and there you go. I guess that's the plot for season 3. Or there better be a damn season 3. They're going to go look for her mom, but she made such an enemy out of A.C.M.E. Like, did she really have to do that in your face kind of way? We get to Chase, and he's shaving. He looks good, clean shaved. I hated that 5 o'clock shadow look. Freaking shave, comb your hair. You're a handsome dude. You can make it work. He's shaving, and then he gets a phone call. So he only has half his beard shaved. And we got the Chiefs like, Chase Devino, I'm reactivating you. Carmen Sandiego is priority number 1. So we're putting you back in the field. Do you think you can bring her in? And he gets that smile on his face like, yeah, he's back in the field. Boom. End of season 2. Wow. What a freaking hell of a ride. This episode, I wanted some big action, but we didn't really get it. We got all the past. We got everything out there. Chase is back in the game. This is a cliffhanger if there ever was one. Carmen and Shadowsun, oh man, it's so good. Did anyone remember the movie The Professional? I love that, where you just have like this older assassin type guy, this young girl, they're kind of in the same business, and he's trying to help her. I love it. I love that, that father figure where he wants to protect her, but he also knows that she's his own woman. She can, do things on her own. She's strong. She's confident. She's beautiful inside and out. Man, I just love it. but she made one hell of an enemy because this was a slap to the Chief's face. I trusted you. I let you go with your friends. And then you do this to me. And she doesn't know why she did it to her. Oh, I don't know if this would change anything if she knew she killed her dad. Because that's like, do they make a Hallmark card for that? Sorry, I killed your dad. But her dad was a bad man. So, oh my goodness, I could go on and on and on, but what a fun season 2. I love this show. I highly recommend it to everybody. Start at season 1. It is kind of stupid and goofy, especially when young Carmen in school. It's pretty dumb, but it becomes its own show. It gets its own legs, and man, once it starts running, it hasn't slowed down. I don't know if there's a word on a season 3 if they ordered more episodes, but I'm glad that it left it to where there could be way more story. Like, there's no way that there's a setup, because at the end of season 1, it ended with her getting that hard drive. Like, oh, they can do more capers. No. This next season is going to be solely focused on her trying to find her mom. But why didn't her mom try to find her? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, was she Cruz, her last name, probably a code name, was she part of V.I.L.E? But wouldn't they have had those in the files? Or was she just some regular woman? And maybe after all this, she started a life for crime because she had to protect herself and find a way to make a living. Was she aware that her husband and or fiance was this big criminal guy? See, there's so much story there with Carmen's mom. It would break my heart if it was a situation where Carmen's mom was almost like, oh, that part of my life is dead. I want nothing to do with you. Oh, that would just hurt my heart so much. But this video is going to go on and on and on, but loved it. If I had to give a rating for season 2, like a 9.5 out of 10. Just amazing from end to end. The silly stuff with Chase, pretty dumb, but it fits his character. And look at that devilish smile. Like, you're not catching Carmen. Sorry, dude. You're just not good enough. You ain't got the skills. But thanks everyone for staying all the way through to the live chat. I love interacting with all you guys and all the questions and everything. It's just cool to have this kind of community, and we can, gather around a good show. I do She-Ra. It's super popular, but I rather, I wish I could gush over that show. But I give you my honest, true opinions, and this show's great. That show's not so great. And I will be doing what I want to see in season 3. I got to get all my thoughts together because there's so many ways this thing can go. But thanks for watching, guys. Leave suggestions for what other shows to watch. Dragon Prince got a season 3. I haven't watched any of that show, so I can probably do like a season 1 review, like binge the whole entire season 1 and season 2 and do just 2 videos. I'm gonna work my way back through Amphibia, didn't forget about that, and 12 Forever, or Forever 12, and finish that up too. But thanks everyone for watching these videos. I love every single one of you guys who take the time to comment, to share, to like, and stay tuned because there's so many more animated shows out there for me to watch. And catch you guys on the next one.
Are you with me?
To the end of the line.
Crimson Saint here. Thanks for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single upload. If you have any tips or story ideas, hit us up on Twitter at C15 Podcast, or better yet, join our Discord server, link in the description below.